Withholding has been defined by the Supreme Court, by the Constitution bench. Withholding means the bill falls through, the bill is dead. Decent language used for instead of using rejected. So when you say withhold, withhold means the bill is dead. What is the institution of governor? Governor is a constitutional institution, and our constitution has created the position of governor and defined the roles and responsibilities of governor. And among the roles and responsibilities of the governor, in the constitution, if you read, the articles are very clear. There are several articles. First and foremost responsibility of the governor is to protect the Constitution of India. Because whether it is a union or the state, each of these entities have to work according to the Constitution. That is the sacred document we have. And to protect it, how does governor protect? Not by putting a book of constitution, putting in the log vault, it is safe now. You protect a constitution and protect the constitution when, suppose a state legislature, in our constitution defines also the separation of power. This is the power of the state, this is the power. We have our 7th schedule where you have a union list, you have a state list, and you have concurrent list. So whatever is in the state list, a state makes, whatever union list, and whatever in the concurrent, if the union has not made any law, a state can make the law. Number one. Number two, if the union has made a law already, even then a state can make a law, but that law must be compatible with the union law, parliament law. This is what it is. Now suppose a state makes a law where it transgresses. After all, what is that? In the legislature, a political party has a brute majority, let us say. They can pass any law. They can pass any bill. That will not be law, that will be bill. The bill will be passed. Now, if it transgresses the constitutional limit, the bill passed by the legislature, by the assembly, does not become a law until governor assents to it. Now, this assenting to is a constitutional responsibility. That the governor has to see whether this bill is exceeding the limit. Whether the state is exceeding its competence. If it exceeds the competence, then it is the responsibility of the governor to not to assent the bill. And what is the Constitution says? Constitution says that a bill passed by the legislature, first of all we should also realize not the word legislature, assembly. Because legislature of a state is defined in the Constitution. Legislature of a state consists of, number one, governor. Number two, legislative assembly. And wherever there is legislative council, the legislative council. So governor is a part of the legislature. So a bill passed by the assembly does not mean it is passed by the legislature. Because the assembly is a part of the legislature. So when the bill is passed and is sent to the governor, he or she exercises his or her constitutional responsibility of being a constituent of the legislature by taking into account whether this bill is going beyond the competence. And that is why in Article 200 of the Constitution it says that when a bill passed by the assembly is given or forwarded to the governor for assent, governor has three options. One, assent, give assent, problem is no, there is no problem. Second, withhold the assent. And you know what is withholding means? Withholding doesn't mean that I am just holding it. Withholding has been defined by the Supreme Court, by the Constitution bench. Withholding means the bill falls through, the bill is dead. It is a decent language used for, instead of using rejected. That becomes too crude. So when you say withhold, withhold means the bill is dead. Or third, he reserves the bill for the president. But governor reserves the bill for the president. Ideally, there is a discretion of the governor. In some cases, if he does not give assent, it is beyond him. Suppose in a concurrent list, if a subject of the concurrent list, a state assembly has passed a bill. Now, governor cannot give assent on that because parliament has passed a law. So it has to go to the president. So governor reserves it and sends it to the president. For the president, consideration to assent or not to assent. And there again the president has the same option, withhold the assent or give the assent. Governor can only reserve it.